Hey everybody, Umar here for Architecture Daily Sketches, and today I have a short video for drawing water texture using pencil and ink. The example I'm showing is a drawing of mine and is an example of black and white water texture. And I'm going to show three things to you guys. Number one, the general stroke that I use for water. Number two, the consideration for perspective, that is if you're drawing the texture in perspective, how foreshortening affects it. And number three, how I keep the edge of my texture clean, like in this drawing here. And for this, you will need pencils or ink pens. I recommend using a really soft grade pencil for this, like anything 4B and above. I will be using a 5B pencil here that I have, or you could even use the color pencil, the black one. And for the pen, I recommend a combination of medium line weight. Here is a 0.3 and thick 0.6, or even a brush pen. I love the brush pen because you get very broad and loose and organic looking strokes, and that's just perfect for water. So number one, stroke. When I draw water, this is the kind of stroke that I use. No kidding, that simple. Basically what I do is something like a little roof shape, and I just, make multiples of that. This was something that I came up by myself, and I kind of use it because it just worked for me, so I hope this can help you guys too. And to make it look a little bit more realistic, I just make it a little bit more dense, like that. Okay, let me show how I do it with a brush ink pen. I love using the brush ink because it's just way faster. And usually I layer it, and that's how I get the water texture. It's a really stylized and simple way to draw water. Okay, so that's stroke. Now moving on to number two, perspective. If you're sketching in perspective, you don't want to lay down the water texture in a uniform pattern. You don't want to do that because it would read too flat and it won't be convincing. I'm going to lay down a guide so that we can see what I mean. I'll draw two simple buildings by a lake and demonstrate one texture with perspective and one without. See? Flat. You don't get much of a sense of depth in here because I just did the strokes at the same length and width for the whole stretch of the drawing. Now I'm going to do it in perspective, and I'm going to lay down some of that guideline. Okay, for this one, I'm laying down the guide. This is not following any kind of geometric rules or anything. I'm just drawing lines that are very close to up top here that just becomes gradually further apart as we go down. I'm just eyeballing it, and what I'm doing is not actually exact, so I hope it turns out okay. I'm basically just assuming the perspective. But you can see and sort of get a feel that the lines really close together up here are further from you, from where you are, and it's coming towards you here where the lines are coming apart. So maybe some lines that also go to a vanishing point might help. Let me see. When I draw the texture, I don't actually draw this guide. I just straight away go on with the strokes, but I just wanted the guide to help explain the logic of how I lay down the texture. So here we go. Okay, see at the point up here, I do really small and compact strokes, and as I continue drawing strokes to the bottom, I am making it gradually bigger and further apart as well. So there. So this looks really flat, and this kind of has some depth in it. It looks like this part is really far away, and you're like standing at the edge of the other side of the lake. And so, number 3, clean edges. If you notice in the previous example, I used these torn pieces of paper as kind of like a template edge so that I can draw my texture right up onto it, and then I take off the paper and the texture looks like it's laid in Photoshop with a really crisp edge. I prefer to do that as opposed to rubbing off the edge with an eraser, though sometimes I use a combination of the two just to achieve a cleaner result. Oh, you can also do that for laying on glass textures as well. It will keep the surrounding walls looking really crisp. Where you can apply tip number 3 is like when you're drawing pools of water or something. So it has like a really sharp edge, and you can use these papers for that purpose. By the way, this is a receipt roll. Roll of paper that's meant for receipt, so it can go as far as you want it to unfurl, and you can get it in most stationery shops, I think. And this is basically what I use, because sometimes you have like a really big drawing and you need like a really long edge, and an A4 paper might not work, so that's what I use. And it's very cheap. This was actually a sketch that I used for a previous tutorial. If you want to know more about this drawing, just click up here to watch the video. So that's it. I hope this helped in any way. Let us know in the comments below what you think of this video. Did it help you? Did it not? Just let us know, and also let us know what else you'd like us to show or talk about, and we will try our best to help out. So like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe, and click the bell icon to enable notifications so you'll be notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.